So the Carolina Panthers are in the market to add some help on defense. The social media teams, marketing, push, it's a little bit of mixed reviews. And the Panthers rookie is invited to a special type of event. We got all that and more in this edition of Panthers News today. Let's start it right now. What up, though? My name is Aaron Ducker with the Necessary Born, the sports talk recap and analysis of the Panthers. If you want to stay up to date and get some takes and information, in-depth analysis, film breakdowns, all of the above, stay a little while and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up, because the first topic of conversation that we have to discuss is the Panthers have been buzzing about potentially adding to the defensive backroom. The latest thing that we've heard is NFL insider from ESPN has said that the Panthers have shown interest in safety free agent Justin Simmons. Simmons played last year with the Atlanta Falcons, and before he spent time under the Denver Broncos with our current general manager, Ejiro Evero. Actually had the best year of his career with Ejiro Evero as well. And so the connections are there. Apparently, this down to the Eagles and the Panthers showing interest. So this goes against a bit of the trend of the Panthers going after guys below the age of 30. But I think at this point, with them drafting a rookie in Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State and having second-year undrafted free agent Damani Richardson, along with their prized possession from free agency, Trevor Moehrig, they probably want to add some competition, some depth, and just a little bit of insurance. This system, it sounds like Trevor Moehrig is going to be moved around everywhere, from big nickel to deep safety to just being in the box to being everywhere. And so when you have guys deep, you want to be able to have some guys that you could trust in coverage. And I have a ton of faith in Damani Richardson. I love the potential of Lathan Ransom as well. But we saw last year, when you have youth, you have inexperience, sometimes the miscommunications and the blown coverages can happen. There's a lot of assignments, a lot of checks, a lot of reading the field and being on the same page with your teammates that's required of the system. And we saw a ton of mental errors in this group last year. So being able to have that veteran presence that makes you feel a little bit better about that in the back is probably going to help them sleep better at night. Now, we haven't heard word on what the potential salary for Justin Simmons is, but I think that this could be a strong signing. It probably won't be expensive, probably can get an incentive laden deal this late in the game. He ended up having 2 interceptions last year. According to PFF, he had one of the lower graded seasons of his career, but at the same time, I don't think PFM is everything, but I also think that we're going to have such a safety rotation. Being able to get him for cheap, having that guy that's a leader that's experienced with the system, that can hit the ground running, that has played at a high level when given an opportunity, and we know he can cover. The tackling may be a little bit suspect, but I still like the prospects of adding a Justin Simmons at this time. We have been interested in Julian Blackman, another safety who's younger, and he's just been kind of hush since then. We haven't heard much. According to what we understand, he may be a little bit too rich for what the Panthers are willing to pay. He may be a little bit too rich for what anybody wants to pay, because he's still holding out on the market. We still have about a little over a month until training camp, so those things can change until then. But the interest is there between Justin Simmons and, of course, you can't forget about the Blackman meeting from before. Of course, what recently came out as well is, according to Adam Schefter, Jair Alexander, who recently signed with the Baltimore Ravens, had interest from the Carolina Panthers. Just about 20 minutes before the initial announcement by the Ravens, Adam Schefter went on the Pat McAfee show and talked about the Panthers being interested, but it takes 2 to tango. And according to beat writers Mike Kay from the Charlotte Observer, he says that the prospects of Jair Alexander were discussed, but not enough to make an offer. And of course, Joe Person from The Athletic said more of the same. Do you debate on them showing interest and making an offer? Is there interest if you discuss them? Whatever. All that needs to be said is that the Panthers have been testing the waters about what's going on there, and they're looking particularly in the defensive backfield. We haven't heard about them being connected to any other positions thus far this offseason, since things have cooled down, except the defensive backfield. So according to most of the reports that we're hearing from the beat, it seems like they're going to add a cornerback depth there in competition, because of course you got J.C. Horn and then you got Mike Jackson, but behind that, outside of Charles Wade, who was a nickel, you're looking at some questionable pieces there. So it makes you feel a little bit better getting some depth behind them. And safety, again, I think that we're going to do a lot of things. I think we're going to see some 3 safety looks on the field, just having that versatility. So we need that depth at the safety position as well. So that's why I think it's a target. You guys let me know down below in the comments, out of Justin Simmons or Blackman or anybody else that may be out there for agency cornerback wise as well. Let me know down below how you feel and which guy would be your preference and why. The next topic of conversation is the Carolina Panthers dropped a cryptic tweet, I would say, and they just put out a picture of a gray background with the claw mark going through. And cryptic is the word that I hate using because people just do that when they're trying to say it's subtext. Cryptic just sounds like a scary movie type energy to me. I don't know. I just know it's not what the meaning of it is, but that's just the vibes that I get when I hear cryptic. All that being said, they just put it out there, didn't really put nothing behind it. It's a scratch mark. And of course, the Twitter world went berserk. I'm talking about people running with everything. And I myself thought that, hey, potentially, maybe they're trying to flirt with some new jerseys, particularly that's just me being a fan. And that's about all I thought of it. There wasn't really much evidence to make me feel that way, but I just was kind of being hopeful and trying to quote unquote manifest. Of course, what else came out of that? People didn't know. The whole mantra and what they put on there was leave your mark. Hashtag leave your mark. And so people started doing everything. You know, an idle mind is a terrible thing for this fan base. Without much content coming out, with no practices and stuff, people started thinking that key pounding was going away. And they just went berserk. Now, this fan base, and I say this fan base like I'm not a part of it, but we have this thing where we just mentally run with stuff that the Panthers didn't really lean into. There hasn't been any connections or reports, and we get just so pissed off about it. And when stuff happens or doesn't happen, we just go crazy. Just like in free agency, when there's players out there that we really want, and we may not even have any connection to it. We may want him, but he may be too expensive. We may not even be in the market for those type of guys, or we just may not be even connected at all. He may not be a system fit. And then he goes to somebody else, and people just completely get berserk about it because why can't we do that? Why didn't we do this? When there's usually a logical reason why stuff happens. Again, there's just an idle time and things happen. The Panthers fans just tend to overreact to everything because we don't have football right now. So stuff like that happens. Nobody said we were getting rid of Keep Pounding. I mean, plenty of teams have mantras. I know it's a little bit different for us, but when I think of team mantras, I'm thinking of Dan Quinn. Now, me, I know when he was in the Falcons, they had their whole for brotherhood, in brotherhood thing. And where is Dan Quinn from? He's from the Pete Carroll tree. Leave your mark. About the Panthers Panthers team turning over a new leaf, trying to change the narrative about being the same old Panthers. You've heard it all offseason. You heard them set their expectations. You've heard them wanting to make an impact and expecting to be a step ahead of where they were in the past. They want to leave their mark. Who is the head coach that is pioneering this and that? Dave Canales. Who is Dave Canales under? Pete Carroll. Use your noodle, guys. It's okay. It's just a mantra. It's just a slogan. And I think it got some mixed feedback. I personally don't think leave your mark is that bad. I think it's actually pretty good. I don't know what they're going to do with the scratch marks and stuff like that, but I get it. I get the vibes. I get them not wanting to be the same old Panthers. I'm with their energy 100% because I'm ready for them to turn around and make their impact. They got a whole new regime, new quarterback, new coach, new GM. We got a bunch of new players. We got guys that have been there through the dark years that want to finally make an impact on this program that they haven't been able to because they've been through hell and high water with these prior coaches. They want to leave their mark for the positive. I'm all for that. I'm all with that. Obviously, they got to win games, but I just think that the overreaction and people not liking to leave your mark mainly has to do with them thinking that Keep Pounding was going to go away. If they've been clear completely with what they were doing with leave your mark and not have people crying and whining and kicking and pouting in the streets about Keep Pounding going away, I think that it would have been received a little bit better, but it wasn't. It's not their fault. They try to do something cute with the rollout by being real cryptic with it. It backfired. And I don't even think it's their fault. I'm taking up for the social media team on this one. I know they probably took a lot of heat, whoever the admin is, but I'm defending the admin right here, man. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's Panthers fans' fault. We kind of get into our head and we kind of get into our feelings, and it is what it is. And then you got them posting the next day trying to clean up, showing that, hey, we're never changing from Keep Pounding. It is who we are. Think about it, guys. I don't know why people ran and thought that keep pounding was going away. The logistics of what we have to do pregame will change so much, from the keep pounding chants to the darn name on the jersey of the color of your jersey will change, and then them having to roll out somebody and hit the drum. One of the most unique intros and one thing that we stick by pregame. They would have to reimagine all of that as well. So it would just take too much for them to try to do that. And I just never thought that that was the way that they were going when I heard them say leave your mark. I'm not really sure how it even caught fire and that won't be the case. Regardless, you let me know how you feel down below. Did you think that they were getting rid of Keep Pounding? Did you think it was New Jerseys? Did you not hear about this and you just wilding and laughing about people freaking out about this? Let me know how you feel in the comments. And last but not least, second round draft pick Nick Scoring has been invited to the pass rush clinic camp. Now, Max Crosby and Von Miller run a pass rush clinic every offseason. That little gap between training camp and the regular season, training camp and in a mandatory mini camp, they run that camp. And Nick Gordon, he posted his invite on Instagram. He will be going. And I'm excited for him, man. Excited to see what he's going to learn. He's going to be around a bunch of great pass rushers. He's still young. He's still growing. He can take up some, bro, if he can absorb some knowledge of anything from those guys. Hell, we saw Brian Burns go as a Panther a few years ago. So if he can soak up any knowledge from anybody there as they get together and do something like this, I'm all for it. I want to see this guy grow. Between him and Princely Umar-Yellen, I want to see one of these two guys at least be a dude. Both of them be a dude would be just what the doctor ordered. But I'm excited for Nick Orton to get this opportunity again. He's just a young guy, and so he's still raw, still changing. The outside is there. You heard Mike K when we interviewed him talking about he's going to be the best pick out of the last 3 years. That's his hot take. I think this is a good way to start being around some of your peers that have established themselves and made a name for themselves, made a lot of money getting after the passer. So I think Nick Gordon going and doing this is a very, very good thing. I'm excited for him. I'm really paying attention to what he posts on social media to see how things go. We'll see what happens because he's still got the tight end camp, the offensive line mastermind that goes on. I'm sure the receivers are going to do something. I don't know the DBs that work out all their issues. I know they be beefing online and stuff, so I don't know if they worked out what they're going to do. But you'll probably see some of the stuff start to roll out a little bit more as time goes on, and I'll be on top of it. But you guys let me know about any other topics in this video that you want to discuss more. Let's hop in the chat. Let's get to it and talk about it. I appreciate you watching. My name is Aaron Duncan. I'll see you next time. Peace.